the instructions for use packaged with the product for complete instructions, indications, contraindications, warnings, and precautions.
The DST series EEA staplers are shipped sterile. Steps to use. Upon removal of the stapler from the package, detach the yellow shipper cap containing the tilt-top anvil and the radiopaque trocar accessories from the distal end of the stapler by pulling on the hollow tab. The DST series EEA is supplied with both blunt and sharp trocar accessories to accommodate various procedural techniques. The anvil is shipped with the blunt tip loaded into the center rod. If the procedure calls for the blunt tip trocar accessory, place the tilt-top anvil assembly in the sterile field for later use. If the sharp trocar accessory is required, remove the blunt trocar accessory by pressing on the black button and pulling on the trocar tip while holding the anvil. Insert the sharp trocar accessory and place the new tilt-top anvil assembly in the sterile field for later use. If the anvil is going to be placed laparoscopically, a suture tied through the suture hole at the distal end of the trocar accessory can aid in placement of the anvil, as well as facilitate easy removal of the trocar accessory from the abdominal cavity. If an anvil trocar tip is not required for the procedure, simply remove the blunt trocar accessory and place the tilt-top anvil in the sterile field for later use. If a DST series EEA 25mm or 21mm stapler is to be used in conjunction with transesophageal delivery of the tilt-top anvil, the corresponding sized EEA Orville device should be utilized. The EEA Orville is supplied in a sterile peel pack. Upon removal from the package, the EEA Orville is ready to be used. The bulb tip of the Orville should be inserted into the appropriate structure, for example, the esophagus. Advance the delivery tube to the point where the anastomosis is desired. Create a small incision in the structure and advance the delivery tube through the incision to the point that the plastic collar on the tilt-top anvil center rod is fully visible. Cut only one leg of the anvil retaining suture to separate the tube and suture from the tilt-top anvil. Remove the delivery tube and the attached suture from the patient and continue with the procedure. Removal of the tube will pull the suture from the anvil, providing only one leg of the suture has been cut. If a closed lumen or double stapling procedure is being performed, a manual or automatic purse string can be utilized. Note: ensure that the purse string suture has been applied no more than 2.5 millimeters from the cut edge to avoid excessive tissue within the closed cartridge. The tilt-top anvil may now be inserted into the lumen and the purse string secured around the purse string notch. If the white trocar tip accessory has been utilized, it should be removed once the placement of the anvil is complete. This is accomplished by pressing the black button and pulling on the tip while holding the anvil center rod in place. The trocar tip accessory should be removed and discarded. The distal bowel may be stapled using the DST series TA45 stapler and transected with a scalpel. The DST series EEA is supplied with the integrated trocar completely within the confines of the cartridge as shown. The DST series EEA staplers should not be used if the tissue is stretched or thinned out by introducing a cartridge that is too large for the diameter of the structure. Reusable sizers are available to evaluate the size of the structures and help in the selection of the proper size stapler. To pierce tissue, the instrument is inserted up the closed lumen to be anastomosed, and the integrated trocar is extended by turning the wing nut counterclockwise, as indicated by the instrument graphic, until the tissue is pierced and the instrument shaft is fully extended. Ensure the integrated trocar is extended through the center of the existing staple line to avoid tissue bunching on the side of the center rod. Note: when piercing tissue with the integrated trocar, keep the puncture site visualized at all times to prevent inadvertent damage to surrounding structures. Once the integrated trocar is fully extended, ensure that the orange band is visible through the tissue to be anastomosed. This will ensure proper mating of the tilt-top anvil and the instrument. Next, hold the grasping notch of the tilt-top anvil with an endo-Babcock instrument clamp. Mate the anvil to the instrument by pushing firmly until the tilt-top anvil clicks into its fully seated position. Visually inspect the assembly to ensure that the orange band on the integrated trocar is completely covered by the tilt-top anvil center rod. This will confirm that the anvil has been completely connected to the instrument. Note: if the EEA Orville has been used, attaching the anvil to the instrument will untilt the anvil. To approximate the tissue and to close the space between the cartridge and anvil, turn the wing nut clockwise until it is fully tightened. Once fully tightened, ensure the green line located in the tissue approximation window is fully visible. Prior to firing the instrument, release the white safety lever. The safety will not release if the green line is not visible. Fully squeeze the handle until it comes in contact with the instrument body. An audible firing indicator and tactile crunch will provide additional feedback of firing completion. However, it is important to fully squeeze the handle to ensure complete firing. Once the firing is complete, release the handle and return the white safety to its original position. Note: it is recommended that you squeeze the handle only once to ensure proper staple formation and resection of the excess tissue. As the stapler is fired, it simultaneously places a circular, double staggered row of titanium staples and resects the excess tissue, creating a circular anastomosis. To remove the instrument, turn the wing nut counterclockwise 2 full turns only, as shown on the instrument handle and graphic. Opening the wing nut 2 full turns will allow the tilt-top anvil to tilt on its side for easy removal through the anastomosis. An audible and tactile indicator will be heard and felt once 2 full turns have been reached. This will indicate that the stapler is ready to be removed. Remove the stapler by gently withdrawing straight out of the anastomosis and inspect the staple line for hemostasis. Twisting or turning the stapler during removal is usually not necessary as a result of the large lumen and tilt-top anvil. Inspect the tissue specimens to ensure that all tissue layers have been incorporated in the anastomosis. The DST series EEA staplers come in a blister pack color-coded according to the diameter of the stapler. The 21 mm staplers are color-coded aqua. The 25 mm staplers are color-coded white. The 28 mm staplers are color-coded blue. The 31 mm staplers are color-coded green. The 33 mm staplers are color-coded yellow. The DST series EEA staplers come in 2 different shaft lengths. A 22 cm length is available for open and colorectal procedures. A 35 cm extra long length is also offered, providing the longest reach available for laparoscopic procedures. Additionally, the DST series EEA staplers are the first circular staplers with 3.5 mm staples on certain sizes. The 21 mm, 25 mm, and 28 mm staplers are available with either 3.5 mm or 4.8 mm staples. The 31 mm and 33 mm staplers are available with 4.8 mm staples only. The staple length is indicated on the blister lid, the instrument box, and the head of the instrument itself. The diameter of the stapler is also indicated on the instrument head for easy identification.
For more information about